Can everyone on Teams hear us? Oh, I'm on mute. Can everyone on Teams hear us?
Sure can.
Okay, perfect. We're gonna start now then.
Okay, we'll call the meeting at 5:01. Adoption of the agenda. Is there any additions or changes?
No.
I'll move to adopt as presented.
Okay. Any questions on it? No? Call the question, all in favor?
In favor?
This is Dallin, I'm in favor.
So passed. Next is 3.1, adoption of the minutes. Anybody seen anything that needs to be gone over?
I'll make a motion to move the minutes of May 15th as presented.
Okay. Any questions on the motion? No? Okay, call the question, all in favor?
In favor?
Dallin, I'm in favor.
Okay. Next is 5.1.
Item,
Joshua's gonna run this one.
Yep,
we're running the show. Item 5.1, request for decision. We're revisiting the development permit application 15-021-2024. This was tabled in a past MPC meeting. The MPC tabled this agenda item until after site visit had occurred. The site visit occurred on the afternoon of June 19th with the applicant and 6 of the 7 MPC members present. I'll go over briefly the transport contracting business minor use again. So the use itself means development consisting of the use of a portion of an approved dwelling or an accessory building by a resident of that dwelling for the operation of a business that involves the supply of vehicles and trailers. Such businesses may include outdoor storage of materials or equipment. The gross vehicle weight of 2 of the vehicles used may exceed a gross vehicle weight of 6,000 kilograms or 6.61 tons. All other vehicles used in the operation of the business must have a gross vehicle weight of less than 6,000 kilograms, excluding the weight of any trailers used for the purposes of carrying a small backhoe, bobcat, or similar equipment. For the purpose of clarification, these vehicles may include welding trucks, pilot trucks, oiled field service trucks, and other non-trailer towing vehicles. The business use must be secondary to the residential use of the building and shall not change the residential character of the dwelling or accessory buildings. So the parcel is currently zoned country residential. In the country residential district, the transport contractor business is a discretionary use. Subsection 4, application for development permit. The application was referred to Woodlands County Infrastructure Department. Section 21, decision on the development permit applications. The application can be referred to the Municipal Planning Commission for the consideration and decision for discretionary use. Section 22, notice of proposed development. The transport contractor business was advertised as discretionary use for 2 weeks in the local newspaper. Letters were sent to adjacent landowners outlining the proposed development permit. Section 92, transport contractor businesses, minor and major. Provisions for conditions to be considered for the approval of a transport contractor business minor outlined under Section 92 of Woodlands County Land Use Bylaw. Section 92D, the business use is secondary to the residential use of the parcel. There were 6 letters in opposition received to date. The recommended action, the proposed development for the transport contracting business minor is a discretionary use and pursuant to Section 21, subsection 1E, is being referred by Peter McKay, Development Officer, to the Municipal Planning Commission without recommending action. The Municipal Planning Commission may, after consideration of the application, approve or refuse development permit application 15-021-2024. Would you guys like me to read the conditions?
No, thank you.
Okay.
No,
If-
thank you.
No, thank you, Dallin.
Okay, and if the Municipal Planning Commission considers refusing development permit 15-021-2024, The following reasons for refusal could apply. Would you like me to read these reasons?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, I'm good, that's fine.
We can
Discussion?
table that one for discussion for you guys to.
Okay, any questions on
Just my comment, when we did our site visit after the initial discussions here, it's definitely a lot different than it was, portrayed. It sounded like where the trucks were gonna be at, you would see vehicles sitting, houses right next to it, and you would see residents and stuff right around where they are. I just, my biggest comment had a laugh. I ended up coming in a couple minutes behind the truck, and my diesel truck, which wouldn't interfere or have anything to do with any of these conditions, was actually louder than the truck I was coming up behind. So, as far as noise and considerations, I do understand a diesel truck in general, whether it's a pickup truck or a heavy truck, can create noise. But again, if this was an individual's welding truck, a lot of them, with what they do to them to delete them and make them more efficient, also make them a lot louder, and we wouldn't be having these discussions. So I just personally feel that where the truck's sitting at, and I do understand there's a couple residents on the road that will end up driving by if he's there, but the impact I don't feel is going to be as noticeable as what they were kind of showing. I know they were painting a past picture of a resident that was there before and using that towards this guy, and I don't think that's going to be the case here. That's just my feelings.
Well, with the truck using the road in the subdivision, we have to realize that is a public road. It belongs to the county. So we, as Municipal Planning Commission, cannot stop somebody from using that road. It doesn't matter how big the truck is, as long as he falls within the weights, as long as he's not overweight, or he can go up and down that road 10 times a day till anything over 10 he needs a haul permit. So we can't judge this decision on whether the residents don't want a truck going up and down the road. We have to judge this on the business part being on that subdivision. So, no, I'm in favor of this.
I concur. The visit really did explain a lot that I think we had in question, and I'm glad we did it, to be honest.
All right, with that, I'll make a motion that the MPC approves development permit 15021-2024 with the listed conditions.
Any questions on the motion? Call the question. All in favor?
In favor.
Still there, Donald?
Favor?
Okay. That's
He didn't do
passed.
the site visit, so.
Next is item 5.2. Josh,
Yep, item 5.2, another request for decision. This is for development permit application 15031, 2024. Background, the applicant would like to carry out an event on a 160.8 acre parcel with the legal description of part northeast 3363-4 west of the 5th meridian. The application is for discretionary use, it's for an intensive recreational use, which falls under discretionary use for horseback trail riding event with a temporary camping ground. The application is for an annual event to host a horseback trail riding event called Sandhill Safari Ride in the Fort Assiniboine area, and to provide a temporary place to camp for the participants while they attend this event. This will take place on August 3rd. The applicant has been in contact with the province regarding a permit to host the event in the Fort Assiniboine Sandhills Park. The applicant will be providing an emergency plan and proof of insurance for the event. The applicant is hoping to hold the event annually, and hopefully it'll be held around the same dates every year. I would like to also add that there was something development permit that was previously approved in that area for the Fort Assiniboine Klondike Ultra Race, which is a very similar event. So rationale for recommendation. Section 9, recreation intensive means facility-oriented recreational land uses. This shall include campgrounds, picnic grounds, marinas, resorts, swimming beaches, boat launches, parks, riding stables, golf courses, and hotels or lodges associated with these recreational facilities. Section 99, A2, Agriculture 2 District. The parcel is zoned A2 Agriculture 2 District, and an intensive recreational use is a discretionary use as defined in the land use bylaw and requires the Municipal Planning Commission decision on the proposed use. The general purpose of the district is to provide for uses as defined and described in the Municipal Development Plan, which are appropriate in a rural environment on lands with limited agricultural capabilities. Section 20, Infrastructure Department's comments. The application was referred to Woodland County's Infrastructure Department, which does not have any concerns with the event. It was also referred to our Economic Development Officer. His comments were no objections and will help promote the event. Alberta Health Services comments, no objections received to date. An applicant has been in contact. Alberta Environment and Parks comments, no objections, but ensure the applicant has received approval from the provincial park. The location of the proposed event is located close to the Athabasca River. A provincial flood study hasn't been conducted in the northeast 3362 west of the 5th meridian. Therefore, we don't have detailed flood information available for this area. However, in general, the further away from the river within the quarter section, the less flood prone the location is. To keep the event planners and attendees aware of the potential flooding, river conditions should be monitored before and during the event. Alberta Environment and Parks provide information on the current and future river conditions online at the following link. Safe evacuation planning of the site during a potential flood is also recommended. Section 22, notice of the proposed development. The proposed use, intensive recreational use, was advertised as a discretionary use in the local newspaper. Letters were sent to adjacent landowners outlining the proposed development event permit. No letters of concern were received to date from the adjacent landowners. The recommended action, Peter McKay, Development Officer, and myself recommends that the Municipal Planning Commission approve development/event permit 15031-2024 for the intensive recreational use. Horseback trail riding event with temporary camping with the following conditions. Would you like me to read the conditions?
No, thank you.
Okay, and I would like to add one more thing. There is one condition that we would like to add that's missing on this list, and that is that the applicant should get an AGLC license for the beer garden. We reviewed the maps earlier today and realized that they have a beer garden put on the property, and we want to ensure that they're getting the proper licensing to do so. So just a simple condition saying that they should get those licenses.
Absolutely.
Is the applicant here?
They said they were gonna join. Are they on the teams or no? Okay. Then no.
I just want to say that this is a fantastic use of the area there. I've been up there, rode those trails that they're talking about using in the Sandhills area. We keep talking about what we can do to try to promote what we have within our area, and this, I feel, is a great way to promote what we have up in Fort Assiniboine. They have the one section of that is designated for walking trails and horse riding. It's beautiful, it's great, and if they can get something going and brings more people to that area to showcase what that area is, I think this is a fantastic thing to do.
Well, it showed with the run they had there, it turned out very well. It didn't affect
It's still
anybody.
running. I think this is they ran it the 3rd year in June this year. Yeah.
Anybody else? Any comments?
I'm prepared to make a motion that we accept development permit application 15-031, 2024 with the amended conditions as mentioned.
Okay, any questions? Okay, we'll call the question, all in favor?
Tricia in favor.
Up to the majority there, so. So passed. So the next one is subdivision 6.1. Josh?
All right, item 6.1, subdivision application 2023 subdivision 08. This proposal, the proposed subdivision application is to do a lot line adjustment / land exchange in accordance with the proposed survey plan to allow for the county to retain the roadway while adjusting the portion in yellow to the current landowner. This land exchange is in the airport area. It's with Airborne Energy Solutions. The rationale for recommendation are land use bylaw section 116, limited commercial district. The property zone limited commercial. The parcels conform to the minimum site area requirements, and the parcel area will not be changing after the lot line adjustment. Design guidelines and construction standards, provincial regulation, subdivision and development regulation, part 2, section 9, road access. Every proposed subdivision must provide to each lot to be created direct access to a road or lawful means of access satisfactory to the subdivision authority. Design guidelines and construction standards, section 10, roadways, infrastructure comments. No issues with the proposed land exchange. No approach is required. Alberta transportation comments. No response received to date. Design guidelines and construction standards, section 2, requirements for water table, soil classification, groundwater availability testing. In accordance with the subdivision development regulation 44/2002, part 1, section 4, subsection 4C, and Winds County design guidelines and construction standards, soil classification tests are not required due to no private or on-site sewage with connections to existing services as those services are available.
I would just like to add that when I made the RFD, Alberta Transportation's comments had not been received, but they have now been attached and they had no objections. It's attached for if you want to read it, but it's a long spiel.
Water table and stormwater, in accordance with the subdivision development regulation 44/2002, part 1, section 44, section 4, subsection 4B of the Woodlands County Design Guidelines and Construction Standards. Water table testing is not required due to existing services. I think that I just mentioned that. Water availability, a water availability study is not required due to the connection to existing services. Municipal Government Act and subdivision and development regulations, adjoining landowner comments, section 653 subsection 4 of the MGA and section 5 of subdivision and development regulations requires notice to be given to adjacent landowners. No inquiries or letters of concern were received to date. No objections from referral agencies, section 653, subsection 3 of the MGA, and more specifically, section 5 of the subdivision and development regulations state what agencies copies of the subdivision application must be referred to. No objection was received from Alberta Environment and Parks, AltaGas Ltd, AltaGas Utilities Incorporated, ATCO Gas, ATCO Pipelines, Fortis Alberta, Living Water School Division, Marithorpe and District REA, Northern Gateway Regional School District, Peterson Land Consulting Ltd, and TRL Gas Co-op. Municipal reserves. Pursuant to section 663 subsection D, it is not a requirement on a lot line adjustment. So the recommendation, Peter McKay and myself, recommends that the Municipal Planning Commission consider approval of subdivision application number 2024, subdivision 08, in consideration of the following reasons. Would you like me to read out the reasons?
No, thank you.
No, thank you.
I do have one question.
Yep.
The list of conditions under the private sewage system. They do have a building currently out there. Is this saying that Now, does their building that they have or the setup currently make this, or is it something where we're ready to go on this or change, and then they have to hook up to something different? I'm just curious in the private sewage system.
Nothing has to change from what I'm aware of, so I don't think that the septic system was on this parcel in question.
I believe they've just switched over to.
I think they connected
Okay, I'm
to
just making sure
services.
that it's.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it was this spring they did it.
I'd be willing to make a motion that the Municipal Planning Commission approve subdivision application number 2024 sub-08 with the listed
it
reasons.
should be 2023 sub-08 actually.
There's two dates in there. It's 2023 sub-08. I read out, there's a typo in that last page.
Yeah.
Apologies.
Number 2023 sub-08.
Yes.
So the Planning Commission approve subdivision application 2023 sub-08 with the listed conditions.
Okay, any questions on the motion? I'll call the question, all in favor?
In favor?
Dallin said his internet kept quitting, so he just bowed out.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so that's passed. Next, information items. Anybody want to go over any of the information items? Anybody?
I can make a motion that we move the information items as information.
Call the question, all in favor?
In favor?
Okay, and that leaves only one thing.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Call the question, all in favor?
In favor. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks, Patricia.
Thank you, everybody.